What is the impact on learning for students with diverse needs? What might be the different perspectives of the stakeholders involved in the inclusion of students with diverse needs? We interviewed students with additional needs, parents of students, classmates, teachers and principals to see what they had to say. Here's their answers.
I get to make so many friends being in this kind of environment, and there are so many learning opportunities that are challenging but are very exciting.
As a future teacher, I think that you gain more confidence, skills, and support from working with children who do have additional needs. It will develop a strong self efficacy throughout the classroom, which gives everyone a better positive attitude towards everyone. And I think that inclusive education also gives all students the opportunity to flourish socially, academically, and emotionally.
Inclusion in schools today have many benefits. It helps teachers organise themselves, it helps with their workload, reducing the workload that is already very, very heavy. It also creates an attitude of acceptance within the wider school community, be it with teachers, parents, students, with outside the community as well. It promotes a sense of confidence for all the students within the school community that their voice is in fact heard.
One massive benefit of my student being in an inclusive school environment is seeing them reach their full potential and recognising their strengths at home and at school. It gives my child the confidence to persevere when times get tough, and it's really rewarding to see this. There's also having ILPs, which means I understand where my child's learning is, and means that as a parent I can get involved more.
I get to develop friendships with other kids who I may not have spoken to otherwise. And I also understand the importance of inclusiveness. I'm not sure what that word means, but teachers and mum says it's important to know.
To be a fully inclusive school, however, there are supports that need to be put into place to help our staff manage that workload. The extra support that we get financially is also always a benefit for a school. There are added pressures from families within our communities for their children to do well. So when we have this sense of inclusion within our school, that allows for all of that to happen.
It can be difficult at times, as there can be a feeling of neglect if nobody's there to help me, and sometimes I do struggle if I feel other students don't understand me or I don't understand them.
There is always a risk that my child will feel that they are socially unaccepted because of their differences. It's not a nice feeling knowing that they could be picked on. In some schools there is also a lack of emotional and practical support, which does concern me, and hopefully this is an issue that is resolved in the future.
Sometimes I don't fully understand what makes my classmates different from me. Like when I work with Abdul in class and he doesn't respond to my questions during our teamwork. I don't know what his needs are. My teacher also worry that sometimes my classmates like Abdul get picked on for being different. He gets teased a lot on the playground, and I don't think that's fair.
When it comes to inclusion for students with additional needs, there are a few limitations that I think can happen. One of them would be the individualised time that you spend with the student. Depending on other students that you may have, you don't want to disadvantage them. You want to be able to give your time to each student, which means that lack of support in the classroom is really important as well. And there's also teachers that are apprehensive about the needs of that certain child. So this often comes down to a confidence and attitudes on the teacher themselves. As a pre-service teacher, I feel that I'm getting more experience in this area, and I hope that my attitude does get better as I go into a classroom more often.